Good morning, everyone. I am Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and I come to you every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to scrapbook. So I hope you bring your projects along and we just craft and have some fun. So today I thought I would try to scrapbook some of my daughter's marathons that she's run. So I've got, I think, four different marathons and all different years. So we'll see what I can come up with. So I know I made her an album of all of her marathons, and so I know I printed out some pictures, and we'll see where we get. So I hope you will craft along. I've got a couple housekeeping items first, and then we'll get to crafting. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's way over. Hold on just a moment, please. There. Much, much better. My goodness. You don't need to see quite as much coffee, right? I need the coffee. You don't, probably. Okay, so the first is in October 2025, Stampin' Up! Is offering this amazing starter kit. I've already had several people take advantage, and I'm so excited to welcome them to my group. And we sure have a lot of fun. We do mystery stamping, we do card swaps, um, we Zoom for meetings, and just help support each other in all of our crafting adventures. So it's really fun, and I hope you'll take a look at this. So there's two offers this month, and one is you can join for $35. I mean, that is about the cost of one of the scrapbooking kits. I think they are 37. So you can fill your starter kit of all the, a bunch of scrapbooking kits or any product that you want. And then they have a second option. So if you have been eyeballing the alphabet dies, those are, let me check and see what those ring in as. Hold one moment, please. 7. Oh, party alphabet. Okay, 86. So these dies and this whole bundle, you get the dies and the banner dies would be 125. But this one here is 99. So as a scrapbooker, this is an awesome um, alphabet. Each letter is just a hair shorter than 3 inches. So really fun. And so that's something you could put in the Stamp and Cut Emboss machine, so take a look at what you might need and do a little shopping with the starter kit. This this here, I have never seen that before. $35. I mean, you can do your Christmas shopping for $35. So please take a look. And I have a QR code that you can use to go right to my page. Here it is. If you want to take a screenshot. And if you go to uh, kathyschmidt.stampinup.net and click join, you can join on my team right there. You get just one other thing is on your starter kit, it's always free shipping, and you get a pass-free paper pumpkin kit, which is another $25 value. Then on future purchases, you get between 20 and 25%. You also have early access to new products, which they have come out with the November online exclusives, and you can shop from that. The other thing is, don't forget that Stampin' Up! Has all the colors in the two-tone cardstock, which is perfect for scrapbookers. And then here's my other special. So every month I do a class in the mail called Craft Your Happy Mail. This month it's featuring Gathering Together, the suite, the designer paper, the gems, the twine, and the stamp set Gathering Moments. So what this is $24.95, or it's free with an online order of $60 or more. So the $24.95 includes shipping. And I just had my website updated. Let me just show you that really quickly, and then we will get on to crafting. So this is my Backyard Stamper webpage, and right here, this Backyard Stamper store. We don't need to subscribe. Thank you. Hold 1 second. Okay, there we go. You see this when you on your phone if you're horizontal. So your Backyard Stamper store, you can get your, here's where it's just click and purchase. The class packets, tutorials, retired Stampin' Up! Stash, which I haven't loaded that, and a PDF store. So for instance, this one here, Craft Your Happy Mail, class packets, I have my Gathering Together and my Peaceful Garden from September. And so you just click add to cart and it takes you to a checkout. So I'm pretty excited about that, because before I said, oh, just email me if you want to order this. So, but you get it for free with a $60 order. So 2 really good things. Don't forget. I'll bring that back in at the end. Okay, so here is, let me just, so here are a bunch of my photos. And so I've got them separated by different marathons that she's run. And let's see here. This one is my latest one. Not my latest, her latest. This one was her first one, Lake Placid. And then, okay, so, all right. So I've got 5 different marathons to scrapbook. And some I don't have very many pictures. Like this is all I have. And these are, yeah, we didn't go to this one. It was in Lake Placid. So that's like a mini page. And then next, she did, the Vermont City Marathon. This was 2018. This was 2017, so 2018. And I have a couple photos of that. And we were filming it, and so the arrow came out. But I love the shot of her. Yay! So, and then we had, she did the Brooklyn Half in 2019. This was really fun. Then we went to Coney Island after. And then we did a New York City Marathon. And that was in, see, this is where I don't remember what year, but I can figure it out. So this was 18. This must have been 19 or 20. 18. Oh, 19, 21, and 23. Okay. So she takes 2 years between the big marathon. All right, so let's see what we're gonna do. A lot of the colors is this pretty blue. Also, she wears lime green socks sometimes. So we went up to up our state building on this trip too. There's a sign I made for her. I drew that Yoda. Okay, so let's do the oldest ones first because that will make it a little easier for me. So these are my marathons. I'm going to put those over there. Those are the most current. And then her Brooklyn half. We should be able to get through at least to the Brooklyn half. And then I'm not going to use a scrapbooking kit. I'm going to just wing it. So I thought to keep it kind of natural and let the pictures tell the story, I could use this paper that was called Country Woods. And it's just got this nice, neutral. Here's some nice blue. And I can use strips. Oh, this is nice too. So we'll go ahead and use some of this paper here. This page I will not use, but oh, see, the back is perfect. So in this paper, yes. So I have a couple packs of that. And then I also brought in some of my Nests of Winter paper because I have a lot of this paper. And I thought I could use some of the green stripes and this page here because that would look good with the country woods. So that's what I'm going with first. And then I have a bunch of white willow, which is 12 by 12. And I also brought in some different colors of two-tone cardstock, just quickly looking at her pictures. So this is what I'm going with. Let me see here. Making sure I can see everybody on my other device. And that is great. Okay, so those are my papers that I'm going to start with. So there's some white already cut. I mean, I got scraps cut. So let's do one of these. So I think if I do because I only have 3 pictures of this one. No, not that one. This one. I have that, this, and this. I thought I could do my 2-page spread doing this Vermont one as well. So, because I can cut some of these pictures down. Yeah. So, and I like how the titles are there. This picture came out kind of dark, but that's okay. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to pick my, there's a lot of red, so we can use red for this 2-page spread because I got red there. I'm going to trim this down. And then this, I was wearing a red shirt and there's red here. So, yeah, this will be great. Okay. So I'm going to use that whole picture. It just kind of looks funny. There's people cheering her on. If you ever go to a marathon, you need to clap for absolutely everybody because they're all working hard. Okay, so if I I don't want to square it up. I just want to cut off this little part. This will make it 5. There. Okay, so I've got that one. Let me trim this one down. Good morning, Cindy. How are you, my friend? I hope you're crafting with me this morning. See, what I like about taking pictures of stuff like this is it's almost your title. Got my trash bucket right here. And then this one, let me just trim off this side photo here. So it was funny. My daughter did this Lake Placid one with one of her friends. And Heidi's pictures, she looks so tired and and then Stephanie came through and she's smiling and everything. So Heidi's like, how come I look so bad? Well, it turns out Stephanie knew where the camera's because you can see him coming up. And so she got ready for him and, was like living it up a little. So after that, Heidi started doing that at all the marathons, which I think is really funny. She'd see the camera and then smile it up. All right, so I'm going to use this blue with the red. I think that will look great. And I'll use it on both pages. So now I just got to figure out, I'm just going to cut. I am going to cut, let's see here. This is a 12 by 12. So if I did 3 and 3, no, 4. Okay, I'm going to do 4 and 4. And then 2 and 2. That's what I'm going to do. Yay! I love it when you're crafting with me. We should do like a Zoom sometime and just, or, Messenger Live and just craft together. All right, so what I'm thinking is if I did like a strip here, okay, and then a smaller strip on this side, bring that one all the way to the edge, then do the reverse on this side. White. So let's get my extra white out of the way. Do the reverse on this side. Then I would have kind of like a nice 2-page layout. I kind of like having a little bit of white showing there though. So if I did that and that on that side, but bring these, it looks like I've got 3 columns of 4. So that's what I'm going with. So let me go ahead and take these down. And I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch border on the side, just to give it a little bit of interest. Trying to line it right up at the bottom here. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to bring this one right to the edge. At some point, I've got to start my virtual scrapbooking album. But I just opened my photo box and these were the next batch. Last week I did my son's graduation because that was what was on top. And then the marathon. And then after I get through some of these loose photos that I apparently just threw in my closet when we were moving, I have photos that are separated, but I need to get out my albums and see what am I missing. I do not want to accidentally double scrap. That would be terrible. I don't have time for that. Okay, so I want to leave a 1/4 inch on this side too. Okay, so I've got my base pages. I think those look nice. They're going to look like that. So I've got my Lake Placid, and I am going to kind of beef these up a little bit to, um, make it look like it's a little more than in 3 little pictures. So I want to get some white and red. I'm just going to use 8.5 by 11 white. And I've got to open a new pack. I have my scissors out here. From over here. All right. So I'm just getting a piece of white. I didn't want to cut up my 12 by 12 white willow. Although I might have to because it's a slightly different shade. Oh, it'll be fun. Okay. So I thought maybe I would frame this. Oh, you know what? I'll use a green because I got this nice green. Okay. Yeah, that'd be perfect. That looks like garden green, which I have a bunch of. And let's see here. Garden green. Where are you? There you are. So I pulled out a bunch of scraps that I've been cutting. So this is garden green. And that's going to look great. See, that really pops it. Okay, so if I do something like that, but I'll just cut a bigger piece because I need this to be sizable. All right, so I've got some bright granny apple green. That will be fun for a page. And then I have granny apple, the garden green. All right, so let's get to work here. Let's get to work. All right. So this measures, where's my little ruler? I found my little ruler the other day. I'm so happy. All right, so this is about 1.5 by 6. So if I do 1.5, I want to do 7. So if I did 1.5, 2.5 by 7, that'll be give me a nice, what am I trying to, oh, I'll do it like that. And I'm going to add one more color in there to frame that up. So I did have a piece of white willow already cut. So 1.5, and let's do 1 3/4. So okay, and then 6 quarter. What does this measure here? 8.5. Okay, 6.25 is right over here to the edge. All right, let's see what we've got. Yes, I like that. Okay, let's take that. I'm going to trim that green down. It's a little too big. Cindy, I do have a lot of the colors. I wished I had bought more, but when it was on sale, but at the time I was thinking, oh, I have so much of it already. Well, I really didn't. I had the colors for holidays or colors that went with the scrapbooking kits that I bought, but I didn't have, I should have just bought a packet of all of them. I love the 12 by 12. I love the two-tone actually because it's lighter weight, it's great for layering cards, and it's fun when you emboss it and sand it off. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to trim this down because I don't want to put red with it because then it will look Christmassy and I don't want that. Okay, so it was 7. How about if I just take, let's see here. I'll take a 1/4 inch off. How about you? Do you have a good variety of the 12 by 12? Yes, I like that. Okay, so we'll put that right here at the top. Actually, I'm gonna just scoot it over just because. And I'll do this one and then this big one. And that'll be that. And let's mount these with a bunch of those photo mounts that are the white, and those would look really good with this. Um, I think I'll do. This is far enough away from the red to not look Christmassy, so I'm gonna just do red for both of these. All right, so what did I cut this down to? 5 by 4. So how about if we do 5 1/4 by 4 1/4? 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. Yep, that looks good. And then I need another piece of red scrap here, which I've got in pieces here. This one is 4 by 2 3/4. So I want to do, not that one, 4 1/4 by 3. So that's going to work out just grand. This one here, 4 1/4. Just take a smidge off of that one. Boy, if you are a scrapbooker, this trimmer that we have is really the best trimmer to have for the 12 by 12 paper, the designer paper, and also your photos. The measurements are true, which is great. You can replace the blades, and oh, yes, I do have a ton of 12 by 12 in the old colors, but I am trying to, how can I say this, debulk my books, my albums, because they got huge. Let's see here. I don't want to center that because this isn't centered. I mean, I can center it on the page, and that looks good. And so I need some little doodads here. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to check my kits from last week, or some of the other kits that I've done, and see if I have any extra bits and bobs of the stickers. Like that one that was the Everyday You and Me, that would have been good. Let's see if I can find that. Let me see here. It's the kit. We'll move on and not worry about it. I will find everything I need eventually. I keep moving things around. It's fine. We can add doodads at the end because I got to figure out my journaling and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and put these photos down because if I don't make a decision, that up that high. Ah. Well, we'll have to, let's see here. Do I have my handy eraser? Yes. An adhesive eraser is a must, guys. And Unfortunately, we don't sell them anymore, but you can get them on Amazon. All right, so I am going to eyeball the center of my page. Let's see. All right, we'll do it like that. Okay, so there's my first page, and I've got a spot here for my journaling, so I can write a little something, something like that. We'll go ahead and do that. Well, I've got it right here. So this is Lake Placid, New York. His first marathon. First marathon. This was 2017. As you know me, I don't like to do a whole lot of journaling. I could have just written that right here. In fact, I am going to do that. All right, so this is Lake Placid, York. Marathon. There. I took up a little bit of real estate there. Okay. And so if I can have like find my doodads, I'll just put a couple doodads there. So layout number 1 is done. Let's do this other half of this page. And this one's going to be with the Vermont Marathon. So let's see here. I love this picture. It's Heidi and my husband. There's the 3 of us. I only wanted this one because we had our little sign there. It's kind of dark though. I probably will leave that out. I can just cut out the sign. Yes. Why don't I do that? Okay, so this is this one 4x4. There. I like that. Maybe cut a little bit more. All right, so this is going to be 3.5. There. All right. Sorry, guy, I cut you off. 3.5 on that one. Let's trim this one down. Oh, I'm going to be able to use some of that. Some more of the greens in here to break up the photos. This would be 4.5 by 4. And then this one is fun. So the only thing we figured out, so Burlington, Vermont is about 3 hours away. And what she did, she took a plane from New York over to Burlington, and then we drove up and met her from New Hampshire. Well, she completely cramped up because after the marathon, oh, not in the New York one, in the Lake Placid one, that was like, I don't know, a 6-hour drive or something. So they jumped right back in the car, and she totally cramped up. So should I just leave it even though it's dark? Why not, right? We'll see. We can always cut it down again. So this time she stayed overnight and then flew home the next day and just kept walking and walking to make sure she didn't cramp up. All right, so we've got our marathon goodies. I like that picture there. I love this one. I'm going to put that at the top. We'll put that and that. Let's see if I do that. I'm just going to cut out the sign, guys. After this marathon, we got really creative with our signs. The thing about this marathon that I loved is they went around the Burlington, center right near the lake. They went around as a clover leaf. So they went up and down and around and like that. So we got to see her 4 times standing in pretty much the same spot. That was pretty cool. We just had to like cross the street and then we went down to the finish line. So that was really neat because sometimes it's hard to look at. I got my little, that should be on the white. Go Heidi Brew. I don't know, that doesn't even look good. Okay, we're going to keep it all bright and fresh. So let's see, I've got a red because I want to kind of mimic the other page on my photo mounts. And I've got my garden green. But mostly green with just a little bit of red. So I like this one in red. Let's see here. I could cut that down a smidge so that that works. Oh, and what does this measure? 5 3/4. So I need at least 5 1/2. Yes, that works perfectly. Okay. So something like that, and then I can, this is 4, I believe, or 4 1/4. The other thing when you're scrapbooking is have a trash bin or bucket, whatever, near you, because you can end up cutting all these little things off, right? And then you, if you don't have a place to put them, they end up all over the place. The floor, inside your projects, just makes a mess. Okay, so I've got that one. And then these I want to, I got green for that, or red, green and green. It's gonna look a little Christmassy. Let's see what we look. Maybe I'll just go all with red on this page. I think I will. Let me grab my, okay. So this is 4 by 4 3/4. So I need a 5-inch or 4 1/4 by 5. 4 1/4 by 5. So that one is there. This is 4 by 4 1/2. So 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. And that one would be that. I'm liking it. Oh, that's so close. So close. You know what? I'm going to trim a smidge. I am going to trim a smidge. This is 3 1/2, and this is also 3 1/2. So we just need to go down 1/4 inch. All right. I love that picture. It's so fun. He was hamming it up for us, that's for sure. She said when she was running on the New York Marathon, there's like a hill kind of at the end. And it was really hard. It was a cold day. And when she saw us, she almost started crying just because it was just what she needed at that moment to give it the final push. So this one's going to go like that. I'm loving the scrapbooking. No, I keep my books. Cindy asked, do I keep the books or give them to the kids? At this moment in time, they don't want them. We'll see what happens as they get older. But they all live in apartments. Heidi, this one here, lives in New York City, so that means ultra small apartment. And so they don't like stuff. And so, but my husband and I really enjoy just looking through the books. So the key is we got to have the books out where you can look at them. Right now, they're in the closet. So as I go through and start doing my scrapbooking again, then they will come out of the closet and go back on like our case in the living room so we can enjoy them at any time. Then when the kids come for the holidays and stuff, they really like it. All right, so this is the Vermont City Marathon. Oops, that was on purpose. Hold on a minute. All right, Vermont City Marathon. This is Burlington. I'm just going to say Burlington, Vermont. And this is, what did I say this was? Oh, 2018, May 5, 27, 18. I guess that's it, right? Short but sweet. Debbie, thank you for popping on. I hope you're crafting along with us. All right, so that's my second page. So now let's see here. Now I've got 2-page spreads because I've got, this one was the Brooklyn half, and afterwards we went to Coney Island. There they are on the roller coaster. There's Heidi. They had like a little festival. Here's No Time for Walking, get it? So I've got some nice big photos on this one. And so I can do a 2-page spread on this. And we will start with my white again. And I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green. One of the ways you can find in these sea of people, she wears bright colored socks. So, and then she looks for us with our sign. So this one, I don't have a picture of my sign. I don't think. No, on this one, No Time for Walking, is Chris, her husband. Okay. All right, let's see what we're going to do. So I've got a piece of white, and then I want my Granny Apple Green. That's going to be fun. And I'm just going to trim all the photos and we'll mount the big photos maybe. Something I don't usually do, but let's see what it looks like. So afterwards, I had like this area where you could go grab something to eat. And it's just a little sliver of white on there. So that's what we did. We went and had something to eat in a stadium and see all the people behind. And they got their bag of goodies and their medal. So, yep, this was fun. The Brooklyn half is really fun. So it's a half marathon. And it started up by, I'm going to say up by Prospect Park, but don't quote me. And then it went to Coney Island, which was really fun. Okay, now I can't get that out. Yes, well, I had to force myself to get up, so you can too. And it was a beautiful day for the half. So at Coney Island is right on the beach. So we went and sat on the beach after, had our lunch. We did some rides. Actually, a lot of the amusement park wasn't open. Um, this is 2019, but I don't remember what month. I'm thinking it was May, but I honestly don't remember. So those are those, and then this one here. I'm just trimming the white. I forgot to set my printer to not do the white. Do I want to cut that off? The danger. I am. Sorry, danger. We don't need you. Okay. So there's that and that. Let's see what we got. That and that. And then relaxing on the beach after, right? And then got these running in the marathon. And I don't think my husband came to this one. Yes, he didn't because he's not in any of the pictures. So I'm not using this green as my background page. I'm going to use the white, but I'm going to frame her with all her green socks and stuff with the Granny Apple green. This might be a lemon lime twist. Let me see here. I've got a cup. Well, whatever it is, I've got two of them, so that's enough to cut down my photos. I could opposite do something different and do it on the green with the white behind it. Let's see what that looks like. Mount the photos with the white. I definitely don't like that. Okay, we're going with what I wanted at the beginning. So we want the darker one. Now this is 7 by 4, so I want 4 1/4 by 7. So 4, you know what? Do I want 4 or 4 1/4? Trim that picture down. 7 1/4. That'll give me a nice little second frame. And then let me trim this picture down so to 3 3/4. There. All right, so here's one. Let's go ahead and tape that. And we'll get our photo mounts all ready. I am going to be working on my Halloween boxes from the kit. Today on my way in the car when we go see some friends of ours, because I need to get those done. And I have to have them done to bring to work, because with everybody teleworking, I got to have them at us no later than Tuesday at work. Otherwise, people will miss them. Okay, so I've got these little pieces here. We'll put this one. I think I cut that crooked. We did. See, if you don't have your blade all the way down, you cut crooked. So don't do what I do. do what I say, but not what I do. And I am going to trim that a little bit more because I got too much at the top. There. All right, so I got two. Now, let's see here. This is extra. So now I want to do some of these big ones. So I can do this one, this one. This is a good one. She is working it. And this one. She is working it. Okay, so I'm going to trim these so I can do a 4 again. So I'll trim them off. And I can trim this down. Nope. Well, we'll see if I'm going to trim that. Let's see if I can trim this by 3/4 or 2 3/4. Go. And then this one, see if we can do 3/4. There. So now I'm going to put all 3 of these together, kind of like that, but mounted. So I'm going to cut this down. What's my tallest picture? This one. Let's do 4. And we'll do. So, Cindy, last night, oh, what am I putting in the treat boxes? I am putting some gummy bears because I have a boatload of those. And I also got these little fidget things that actually Angie recommended. And I got them on Amazon. So I've got different ghosts and, pumpkins and witches. So just something fun to throw in. And then, everybody needs a little fidget thing sometimes. So that's what I'm going to put in, some gummy bears. Sorry, if I have enough, I might put in a piece of chocolate too. But I have my class on Saturday, so I gotta make sure I have enough to fill my candy bowl. Those people, even though it's in the morning, really like to eat chocolate. Go figure. What does that measure? 6. What does this measure? This measures 8. Okay, so I want to do 6 1/4. Take it from this side here. And 4. Yay, this is coming together. I'm loving it, you guys. I hope you don't mind that I am kind of working it out as we go. What I might do is, because I really like to keep this at an hour, I might finish this next week. And that will give me a chance to find my doodads too. And I can dress up all of the pages. There. And I've got this one last picture here, so we'll cut this one down. This is 3 by 6, so I'm going to do 3 1/4 by 6 1/4. And you know what? I don't want to use the white for this. I wanted to use my background paper. So that looks good. You trim this a smidge, so just a hair bigger than 3. There. All right, let's see where we're at. I did not set my alarm this morning because we were up so late last night, but I got up right on time today. When I need to sleep in, I can't sleep in. When I don't need to sleep in and can't And when I'm not supposed to sleep in, like when I gotta go to work, I have no trouble sleeping in. So go figure. All right, so if I did something like this on my page, let's see here, we want these three together, this one, I want to do that, this, oh, I forgot to mount that one. I think that's too busy. I could do this one instead. I kind of like the gray in that one, don't you? And I also have this one. No, I don't like that at all. Too goldy. Too goldy. I got the dark one though. Nope. All right, I'm going with my first choice, which was the gray. Oh, wait a minute. I like the first one. Cindy, did you say I like the first one too? This one? Oh, you like this one? Hmm. Hmm. I just think that it's on that yellowy side. It's hard with the lime green. I think I'm going to stick with the gray. And I have another page. Sorry, Cindy. I'm going with the gray. All right. This picture here was 4. So let's do 4 1/4. I'll use those lines on a different one though. Just for you. Just for you. All right. And then we'll do that. On the subway going home, even after we had been at the park, there were so many marathoners, and some people looked ill. In fact, my daughter asked this one lady who looked like she was ready to collapse if she needed something like candy, like you just need that sugar. And what they say too is a beer helps after a marathon. I don't know why. I like that. Maybe I could do 2 different ones. So if I did the lines in this, and somewhere I have a picture that says Brooklyn Half. So maybe it didn't get printed out. No, I don't have enough room for those. Let's see here. If I do it that way. Ooh, I like that. What do you think of that? So I've got this one. And that's going to be okay that there's 2 different wood grains on my 2-page spread. They don't have to be. I just printed on photo paper, but I like to send them out to a real photo studio because these pictures tend to fade with when you do them on your printer. So that's why I tend to send them out. I use a place called MPix, MPIX, end picks. I really like that. Do you guys like that? With the flow like that? And you know what? I don't even have to put, whoops, this sheet on some white because I can, now this I do want to measure. Let's see here. 2 1/8. And what's this one? 2 1/4. Okay. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So this is just going to go on the, oh, I didn't attach these. This is just going to go on the designer paper, not on a piece of white. And that's fine for my book because I really am trying to, I fill up my books. So I would like to keep them lightweight. Oh my gosh. You guys have helped me get another scrapbooking layout done. I'm trying to, I don't want them to line up there. Let's see here. If I put this one straight, I can do this one on the angle because I like those two on the angle. Okay, so let me show you what we got done today, guys. Very exciting. I'm not going to put my title on yet because I know it's the Brooklyn half in 2019. So here's my first 2-page spread, and these are the only photos I have from this one. So I'm going to put some doodads on there. And then this was the second marathon, or yeah, this was the second marathon. So I want to say Heidi's second marathon, second marathon, and we are hooked watching her. Does that sound funny? It's Heidi's second marathon. And we had a blast rooting her on. How about that? There. Because now we always go. So here's my first 2-page spread, and then I've got this one is the Brooklyn half, and then that's 2018. So we got 17, 18. I've got 20, 1 and 23, I believe. All right. Oh, I am totally excited. Let me come back. So thank you guys for crafting along with me. That was really fun. And I am getting my books done because you are crafting with me, which just makes my day. You know, that's the community of paper crafting is we work together on our own projects, the same projects, whatever we're working on, but we are together having fun. I mean, people are across the US crafting with me right now, and I I just love it so much. I hope you will consider the join special because for $35 you can fill your shopping cart with the scrapbooking kits if that's what you want to get. The paper trimmer, some of our adhesives, whatever you just want to shop. And it's cheaper than it's cheaper than just getting a single kit. So give it a think. You only have till October 31st, 2025 though. So let me know if you have any questions. backyardstamper@gmail.com.